Hello, good morning. Welcome to Sonic, Gmsonic, to you, Dracula Presley.
Very Gmsonic to you too, brother.
The DeFi Renaissance. It's here, dude.
It appears to be here. Feels good, man.
Because we're up, baby. We're up so big. We're up so big we can never go back down. That's what I'm feeling right now.
Yeah, that's what they call euphoria. And they got to change the term because we're actually never going back down.
That's right. It's like they call it euphoria because we all get our own Sydney Sweeney now. You know what I'm saying? All you real.
Yeah. Funeral says up, never down again. It's true. It's I heard that the devs from Eggs actually worked on the S contract and it can actually not go back down.
Yeah, they fixed it. They fixed the small bug in the contract that made it go down so often.
Yeah, so thank you, Eggs devs, for fixing the S contract. Glad we got some real devs working on it there.
Yeah, some real devs instead of these fake ass South African boar devs. You know what I'm talking about? Not to name any names. I actually got my first Andre response yesterday. Can you believe it?
You said what? You got your first Andre response?
I guess my second one, my second Andre reply. I asked if people were sheep or sharks, and he says he's a sheep. So I don't know how I feel about it, but
man, just Corval shaping the timeline again.
Do you think a lot of this pump is due to Andre just relentlessly promoting now?
I mean, the timing is pretty good. I know that. I personally love to see it. I think that when it's kind of like when it comes to like a founder or whatever, I think it just works out better that they are like constantly pumping the projects and what's going on. Andre's kind of like in a unique situation because, he's a CT presence, but he's also a founder. So yeah, I think it helps for people to see that enthusiasm. I think it puts some extra confidence, but let's be real. Like my chart that I like to look at lately, let's be real. This is why we are pumping, is people have to notice now.
Dude, your settings are so freaking busted, dude, because I see us at number 12.
Well, like I said, I like to do it. I'm doing it with one arm behind my back. You know what I'm saying? I want to have like full stakes against us to see where we're at in the standings. So Sonic, I said it on Tuesday. I guess on Tuesday, I need to predict who we're going to pass because it keeps happening, right? But no, we said we were eyeing OP and Hyperliquid and Polygon. So yeah, here we are. We gotta pass that Polygon hurdle, but we're on the way.
We're on the way. Like I said, on my screen, I see we've flawlessly, effortlessly. Oh wait, I am counting. Yeah, my numbers are way bigger than yours. What am I counting that you're not counting? Anyway, whatever.
Here, pull yours up. Let's take a look.
Let's pull up mine because mine is more because it counts more. It's more pumponomical. You know what I mean? See, I'm seeing we have 1.28 billion TVL. I think yours was showing like what 698 or 890, 808. What? Anyway. You see us as burying Polygon in the dirt, and this is without guys. We're speaking of with an arm tied behind your back here.
Yeah.
I can't even directly offer him from Sonic, dude. Okay, because they don't have a Coinbase account.
So you're putting into the system and you're not leaving.
I'm staying here, dude. I'm staying here until we get that debit card. You know what I mean? So I can pay my rent with my Sonic tokens. You know what I mean?
There you go. Which I heard that's coming. I don't know if it's US though. I guess we'll see.
Shit, Polygon. That's right, Yankee. Polygon, guys. When you bridge native BTC to Sonic, I feel like the assistant told us how to do that like 6-7 times, but my eyes moved over each time.
No, yeah, there is a way to do it. They have added it to Rings protocol. So if you go to Rings, you'll have to have wrapped Bitcoin on Ethereum, but you can use Rings to bridge in as SCBTC. There's also Lombard has that Bitcoin product that is live on Sonic. I haven't looked at how that bridges, but I'm assuming there's a way to bridge over there. I know for sure, though, you can do wrap Bitcoin into SCBTC. So check that out. If you're talking about how to get straight from your Bitcoin wallet, then that's a whole other thing. You're going to have to, get into wrap Bitcoin on Ethereum and all that good stuff. But if you have wrapped Bitcoin, that's probably the easiest way to do it right now.
There you go. The OG Dracula's got you, even if Rings ain't gotcha. I wanted to point out, Luscious Duncan has a really crazy profile picture here. Is that really him? Is that someone else that's famous?
Doesn't look like somebody famous.
It's just a wild shot. It looks like you remember like 90s? It looks like a rap cypher 90s camera angle. You know what I mean?
We got to look at this real quick.
The ultimate cup and handle formation.
So there we go, right there. I guess I have to take the I got to take the fibs off because now we gotta make a new fib. But it played pretty nicely,
bro. You've been completely invalidated, bro. Every single one of your fib lines in the best possible way.
Boom. Yeah. It started out down here playing pretty good, but of course we ripped these last 2 days. So yeah. Now I have to look for the fib retrace, but I'm not going to put that on the screen yet because you know what? There's no chance anyone should be bearish today.
There's no reason for it.
So we're not going to put the retrace up there on the screen. So because like I said, Sonic is now up only technology. It would invalidate the retrace fib because it's not going down ever. So
yeah, I mean, I like your scientific reasoning here. It makes a lot of sense to me. I saw something from a longtime fan of the show that had me really thinking. Let me see if I can find it here. Just occurred to me, dude, this guy tweets so fucking much. What the hell? He might be responsible for this going up. Okay, here we go. Yeah, we can't go back down because we got a price target to hit. Yeah, this is some top analysis from one of the biggest long-term fans of the show here. Yeah, I think we're pre-programmed to hit $105 per Sonic token. Is that accurate?
Yeah, once we overtake Ethereum, be good to go. I imagine we should be hitting that by like early summer. So you know, yeah.
But don't sell in May and go away this time.
Yeah. So Stinky says S is backed by Andre tweets, right? Could be. So maybe Sonic is an automobile fueled by Andre tweets.
Yeah, it's like a chicken and the egg situation. Is Andre tweeting because it's going up, or is it going up because Andre is tweeting? What do you guys think? Sound off in the chat. Do you think it's Andre celebrating, or do you think he's making it happen?
Is it Andre shit posting, or is it just really good fundamentals with a very nice long-term plan to become the chain of DeFi and slowly take over TVL? It's got to be more simple than that, right?
Yeah, it's got to be more simple than that. I was going to say the death of memes, but memes seem to be doing quite well here on Sonic as well.
Yeah, memes have been pumping the last couple days. I'll just hop around a little bit, but you go through old deck screener and a lot of green, a lot of tokens, pumping 50, 60, 70%. I wish I had this yesterday because there were tokens, pumping 100, 200%. And, not just like one or two. I mean, it was like everything was just going like totally parabolic.
What is that one, Miss Sonic?
Well, we're entering that era now where one thing I think everybody can attest to and is noticing is we're seeing a lot of Milady. That's bullish. I like that. I like seeing Milady hopping in on the timeline about Sonic. But a lot of Solana people obviously been coming over the last couple weeks. There were even some numbers to back that up. I think it's on D-Bridge where you can see where like inflows are coming from. Sonic was basically like having the top inflows from Solana because the Trench Warriors are seeing the numbers go up and they want a piece. But with the Solana Trench Warriors, you're going to see a lot of this kind of stuff. You're going to see these tokens that pop out of nowhere.
Look, they're running their same old boring scheme and scam that seems to always work.
Yeah, this token has 70,000 in liquidity, but 500,000 in volume. I would say be careful, but not to single anybody out. I mean, you're like I said, even yesterday, there was probably over the course of the day, there was like 3 or 4 random tokens that popped up on Deck Screener. You'd see them for a few hours and then they go away. So, just be careful out there. Have fun, ape responsibly.
Look, we're getting some Solana racism in the chat. And I just want to say, look, you got to be understanding. These people are coming from a tough environment, okay? They're coming from a place where they were getting rugged by 13-year-olds every single day and they lost all of their money. And they just want a better life, okay? And we can give that to them here. They need to be reformed, okay?
Yeah, this is like you know, you ever seen that movie District 9?
Yes, they're like the bugs from District 9.
we got to help these guys. We got to show them they can, they can still ape and win, and they don't have to like extract and hurt each other and fight each other, right? So
yes, the prawns, dude.
yes, I now submit that we refer to the Solana inflow as the prawns.
They kind of act like it, don't they? Anyway,
I'm not even going to try to do the guy's accent when he says prawns, but that's all I can think of from that movie.
When we get Andre on the show, we got to get his take on this. He could do it. Set in his homeland, right?
But no, I mean, the eco is going crazy. Sonic's going crazy. Last little thing I'll point out before we bring Origin up here. I'm not even going to bother charting BTC today because we probably got an idea of what's going on. But this is interesting to me because we have Bitcoin barely losing any dominance, right? But Sonic is moving. To me, that's also bullish. To me, that says that we are not just like in euphoria right now.
Oh, yeah.
This is, I truly believe this move is really just based on the fundamentals of the network and the strategy that the team has taken to onboard DeFi. I think it was Shadow yesterday earned more fees than Ethereum as a network.
Oh, yeah. It's psychotic stuff happening out there. I wanted to point this out, too. One thing I noticed sentiment-wise is sentiment has been down really across the board, except for on Sonic here, right? And you're starting to see a lot of people, a lot of big accounts that weren't talking about it, now starting to talk about Sonic all at once, obviously after the big pump happens, right? Yeah. But
yeah, I mean, like I said, to me, it says, we are still not in alt season. So we're still not even in alt season yet. I think we got a ways to go. To me, that's all very good news. So we love to see it.
What is going to be your clearest sign that we're in alt season? Is it Ethereum above $2,500?
There was a joke about that, and I rip on Ethereum a lot on this show, but all right, here's all I can say about it. FTX is giving out refunds. Your refund is based on what the price was when FTX collapsed. So Bitcoin was something like $18,000-$20,000. So that's the value of your, if you had Bitcoin, you're getting it back in that denomination. Same with everything else. Fun fact, if you were holding Ethereum, and Solana was like $15. Bitcoin was like 18. Solana was like 15 or 18K. I mean, Solana was like, so if you were holding Ethereum into the FTX collapse, congratulations, because you're actually getting full port value because Ethereum was $2,500 in 2022 or 2023, whatever it was. Yeah, 2023. So to me, that's a little crazy. But like I said, I don't want to start harping on them. But I do believe that basically, if we're going off the past cycles, Bitcoin being at 60, as long as Bitcoin is over 60%, there's no way. I think we have to at least get down to about 55% or something. Okay. It's just the math is going to be different. We've talked about this. How will there be just like a traditional alt season? I don't know, because there's so many tokens, there's so many projects, there's so many chains. But I feel like if the prices are still hanging in there and Bitcoin goes down to mid-low 50s, I think we're on in terms of dominance, not price, of course. So yeah, and I agree, Luscious. I pulled up the dominance chart this morning, kind of thinking, oh, I bet we're at like 59 or 58 or something now, but no, it is still over 60%. So very, very impressive that Sonic's doing what it's doing. Funeral says it's the Sonic summer of love. I agree. I'm going to be derping all summer. Yeah,
ETH can stay stable. If S keeps at it, we don't even need it to pump. Look, we don't need Ethereum to pump. We don't need Vitalik, bro. I'm sick of that guy. I'm sick of his commie ways.
I think it still just comes down to this whole the DeFi strategy, the DeFi outlook.
You want to know my actual? Here's my new thesis, Dracula. I'm sorry, Micah. I'm sorry, Origin Protocol. I keep delaying bringing you on, but I got a thesis here, and I gotta say it. And you know what? Oh, maybe he's got a take on this. I don't think we're going to get an alt season, bro. I don't think alt season is going to happen again, actually. I think what we're going to see is we're going to see Sonic season, dude. We're going to see a couple winners. It's not going to be all the tide raising all boats anymore. You got to pick the right horse at this point.
So there won't be alt season. It'll just be, sorry, kid, you backed the wrong pony.
That's right, dude. Oh, wait. Just got
some alpha.
I just got some alpha, dude.
Alpha incoming. I saw the thing. Yeah, I just got the tag.
I don't even know what it means.
Funeral, send it to one of our like DMs or something. But yeah, could be the case, you know. I'm seeing a sentiment of, you know, some big brain guys. You know, there's big brain guys that say that alt season's just not going to happen. But then there's kind of some other big brain strategy, whatever, analyst kind of people that I follow that they're like, this might just be the new normal, which would be way more exciting. I mean, I would love an alt season of Euphoria, but there are people that say maybe we're actually entering finally the baseline of what this market is going to be, thanks to, you know, the Bitcoin ETF, the Ethereum ETF, more ETFs coming. Maybe we're looking at this becoming a more stable market.
The West is closing, dude. The frontier is closing.
Is that good or bad? I don't know. But I could live with this if it was kind of a new normal, because you could still trade pretty volatile conditions. And I would rather it be like a stable market, maybe a more stable market compared to we have euphoria and insane highs. And then we go to like the depths of human depravity in the bear markets. So
yeah,
I don't know. Something to think about.
I would have to flip-flop between ice soup and filet mignon. You know what I'm talking about? There is one last thing that is apparently breaking here. Is not a lot of information on it, but I saw someone mention in the chat, and I will say this. Yeah, I saw the Zach XBT post. Some suspicious is going on with Bybit, possibly.
Oh, boy.
There's not a lot of information on it now, so not a lot to say, dude.
And Fall Zone, last comment before we move to Origin, says, I plan on holding more BTC for longer. Yeah, you know, I don't know why it took me a couple cycles to figure this out, but that was actually my strategy last bear market was Bitcoin and majors. I got out of all the exotic stuff, you know, the things that people were still holding on to for maybe like 100x or whatever, you know. I stuck to just Bitcoin, Ethereum, unfortunately, and Solana. And Bitcoin and Solana, you know, ended up working out okay. So I do feel that, yeah, bear markets, I think it's a good idea to, you know, play the majors is probably safer than hoping for a moonshot still. So yeah, we do have a thing here about the Bybit stuff. We'll touch on that after Origin though, because we've kept poor Micah here waiting. I'd like to go ahead and bring him on the stage. Micah, how's it going, brother?
Gmsonic, what's going on, guys?
GM Micah, play Red Dead Redemption. It's him. It's Micah himself.
Yeah, man, just a busy week, exciting week. Seems like Origin's been pretty busy on the chain.
We have been. It's been a great, a warm welcome. We love building on Sonic. Of course, we've been building for many, many, many years, and we're still here building. I like to say yield products for smart money, and there's a lot of smart money on Sonic.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was already familiar with some of your other yield products. You know, obviously you can see here some of them. So I was like pretty hyped to hear that you guys were bringing an LST to the network. So just for people that are like unfamiliar, I was just going to ask, you know, if you wanted to kind of like just lay out the product's called OS, Gmsonic. It is an LST. So for people that are unfamiliar, I was just going to ask you to kind of like lay out like what is OS and how can people use it?
Totally. So I mentioned we've been building for many years. Origin's been around since 2017, and we were building during DeFi summer in 2020. And we invented the first yield generating stablecoin. That's Origin Dollar you got on the screen right above OS. And the reason why I mentioned that is because OS is virtually the same code base. It's like the same token that we've been iterating on now for almost 4.5 years, something like that. So all the mechanisms, the way that Origin Dollar worked are still the same. The way OETH has worked over these years, it's the way OS works now on Sonic. And I can dive into that a little bit. But as you mentioned, it is a liquid staking token. So You hold it, you earn S on S, basically. It's fully collateralized at all times. Of course, that's critically important for any yield product.
Yeah.
But what kind of sets OS apart is that it generates higher yield with a better peg compared to other LSTs. And we're showing what, a 15.4%. That's a 30-day trailing APY there. Obviously, that's materially higher than what you would get if you staked directly with validators yourself.
Mhm.
And then we just crossed 20 million S in TVL. When you hold OS, it's a little bit different from some other LSTs. It's rebasing up only. So you hold OS in your wallet, your balance goes up automatically every day, multiple times per day, without you having to, actively stake it anywhere or lock it up or anything like that. So that's what we designed with Origin Dollar back in the day after Andre launched Yearn. And then later, Lido Staked ETH kind of borrowed the same model. So if you've ever held Staked ETH, it's kind of the same user experience holding OS. But we do have a wrapped version that gives you, that other experience you might be familiar with, where instead of your balance going up, the value of the token goes up only every day.
Got you. Yeah, that's interesting. I actually wasn't aware that it's more like a rebase. I think that's pretty awesome, really. So yeah, so you have the rebase, and then if you wrap it, you get more of just like the backing is growing kind of like deal.
Yeah, and same APY either way. You just choose your own adventure, whichever user experience you prefer. But it's important to reiterate that it's an up only rebase. You can never, unless there's like a major slashing event on the chain, then your balance will never go down. It only goes up. It may go up more slowly than you want it to. Yield, isn't always going to be 15%, but yeah, your balance goes up without you having to do anything.
So yeah, I mean, I think people would definitely, people definitely appreciate having that information because I think that, as Sonic progresses, it was a really big move with the network to change the staking program so that people could get in and out faster. So they knew, it had been talked about for a while they were developing Sonic that, they were hoping that, LSTs were going to have a large role in the network. So based on like the other chains you guys are on, like what kind of like drew you to like developing on Sonic?
Well, I mean, let's be honest. Andre plays a big part in that. OUSD's design was inspired by Yearn back in DeFi summer, and so we've been following him all these years. But that's not enough. It's great to have a cult of personality. It's great to have a founder who's committed to promoting the chain and the token, like we're seeing Andre do right now on Twitter. That's all great, but we started to see when this airdrop was announced late last year, and everything was all the momentum was starting to build. We started hearing from partners that we've worked with on other chains that were saying they're going to place a bet on Sonic. They think it's the future of DeFi. They want to be there for the renaissance. And so it was obvious that we would be able to get a lot of great integrations and cooperation from other DeFi protocols, because that's where an LST can really shine, is when you use it as the money Lego, plugging it into other protocols. And so when we found out that Spectra, who you mentioned earlier, Silo in particular, were coming to Sonic, we knew we had to be here. And then, obviously the airdrop program is helping, but it's not just the fact that, there's a point system and a way to get an airdrop, but the way Sonic has designed the airdrop, I think it's going to be a lot more sustainable. And there's going to be, longer term commitment for users to stay on the chain for the linear vesting and what comes after this summer. And then, once we actually got our hands on Sonic and realized that the user experience is just like, far and away better than Ethereum L1 and even many L2s, it's pretty clear that this could overtake Solana, and I can't imagine building anywhere else.
Yeah, South has a question just that how have you seen the speed of Sonic improve the protocol operation and UI?
Well, I mean, I mentioned we've been building on Ethereum for 7 years, something like that. I've lost count at this point. And so, we've been through so many of these times where gas prices go absolutely nuts, and it takes, multiple minutes, if not longer, to get transactions to go through. And, I hear some people talk about, oh, well, if your, bag is big enough, who cares about gas costs, and you can just inflate the price or whatever. But that's not what's going to bring the masses. And we're seeing that, people want to use a fast chain, that they don't have to think about waiting for their transaction to be mined. And so, I mean, it's just night and day if you transact on Sonic versus one of the other chains.
And yeah, something else I wanted to bring up, I don't, because we haven't touched on it yet, was you guys, we only have a couple like bigger LSTs right now, but you guys like launched a pretty big incentive program.
Well, there's a variety of different incentives at play, I guess. But I guess where I would start is that yield that you're seeing, the 15% over the past 30 days, that is real yield, S on S. There's no incentive token there that you need to farm or something like that. It's pure liquid staking yield that is boosted. And we can talk about how that works if you want to. But there's obviously a lot of incentives around the ecosystem at play that affect that yield. And so we have partners like I mentioned, Silo and Spectra, and some of the dexes like SwapX, who are kind of greasing the wheels with some incentives. But we have a unique mechanism with all of our yield tokens that we call yield forwarding. And without getting into a bunch of details here, I'd probably bore you with a presentation on the architecture of the design. But this results in a couple of different things. One we call pool booster, and this makes OS the ideal token for other projects to pair with. So if you're a meme token issuer, if you're Silo bringing your token over from another chain, you could pair with S in a DEX pool. But then that's an unproductive asset. That half of the TVL is not earning yield. If you pair with OS, the yield that OS is generating gets forwarded and it boosts the pool. So what that means is like in a V3 deck, VE33 DEX like SwapX, the voters who are directing emissions at various pools, they get more rewards because there's yield coming from the LST directly to them through like the bribe gauge system. Mm-hmm. Then LPs get higher yield because there's more emissions being directed at the pool. That means deeper liquidity for the token issuers and for the traders, and that's all good for the DEX.
Yeah, absolutely. And definitely like a as a person that works on projects and stuff, I mean, that's a pretty awesome incentive. Yeah, like especially in the V3 system, projects are usually, there's a trade-off for, your fees are usually contributing like a decent amount for your bribes to the pool, but ultimately projects usually have to, at least put in some of their own funds or their own token or whatever to, help boost the pool more to get those emissions. And yeah, I mean, that's a great incentive for projects to be like, I'm not even don't even have to like lift a finger, and those incentives are rising in the pool. So I thought that was a pretty interesting program. So now that you have OS, like, are you guys just mostly going to focus on the LST, or is there like other products in the pipeline using it? Like what's next?
Yeah, we decided to start out with the LST because of that's what we've been doing on other chains. We brought it to base and became the largest yield product there, although we're much happier on Sonic. So we were really excited to focus on liquid staking because of the points multiplier that users get. You get 4x points just holding our LST, but then you can plug it into all these other protocols like Silo, Spectra, SwapX, and get significantly more points, and that's what everybody's excited about right now. But we have a variety of other yield products like you're showing here on the screen. And so we want to go deeper. I mean, we're committed to Sonic. It's been such a fantastic experience, for ourselves as users, but also as builders. Like the Sonic team is so supportive and has created such an amazing environment here for everybody. So we want to bring more of our products over, or develop unique products that are specific to Sonic. So I don't have any announcements about whether we will bring the stablecoin or Ether derivatives over to Sonic. One I would highlight though is the ARM, because it's quite a bit different from every other product that we have. I guess the way I would sum it up is it is a very, very, very simple and safe ETH vault. You put ETH in, you get more ETH out. And underneath the hood, it's I guess you would say it's an arbitrage strategy that's buying staked ETH low and selling it higher. And it has structural advantages to be able to do that at a massive scale. And so it's providing a better yield than holding staked ETH. And it's a really passive experience where you don't have to do anything. You just put ETH in the vault and hold it. So we could bring that over to Sonic, not as an ETH product, but we can use the same technology to provide a really conservative yield product for a lot of different things that are being built on Sonic.
Yeah, and I mean that's one thing that I think it was a great approach with Sonic was to put this emphasis on like stablecoin and Ethereum liquidity on top of everything else. Because I mean, just even like an example, it's like, I had ETH sitting all over the place and I was so excited to be able to move it to Sonic and know like the liquidity is deep and everybody's offering incentives on it and all that stuff. Kind of compared to, if you wanted to like compare it to like last run, where it felt like a lot of the alt L1s, like most of them like did not have very deep like wrapped Bitcoin, wrapped ETH liquidity. So yeah, I mean, I think that opens some doors for you guys to, not only do something like, ARM for Sonic, but I mean, I think people would love to have your stable coin and your Ethereum product on Sonic.
Yeah, I think it's just a question of whether we bridge the existing tokens over or do something, more chain specific that's unique to Sonic. So we got a bunch of ideas. Right now we're focused on the pool booster that I mentioned earlier. So we're integrating that with SwapX, Equalizer, and Metronome right now. And so that's going to be, it's going to create a really fertile ground for projects to pair their token with OS instead of S and get those free incentives from those dexes. And then just a reminder that everything that we build, all of these products you see here, anything that's coming in the future, it all accrues value to OGN, Origin Token, that it's been on Binance and Coinbase since 3 or 4 years ago. Super deep liquidity and trading volume. That's what we're here for, accruing all this value back to token holders.
Yeah, man. Love to see it. And do you have anything else you want to let anyone know about?
Oh, good question in the chat. I said Metronome, I meant Metropolis. Sorry, a little bit of slip there. Anything else? You mentioned Spectra earlier, and I brought it up a couple of times. There is a really interesting opportunity there that I keep trying to tell people about, but it's complicated. So I won't go into all the details, but if you're familiar with yield trading, which is what you do on Spectra, the OS yield has the potential to be quite volatile. It could go up a lot. It could go down. Of course, your balance is never going to go down. But if you're interested in playing that game as a yield trader, OS is like the ideal asset to do that within Spectra. It's above my pay grade. I'm not smart enough for it, but
yeah, I was actually I was gonna pull it up real fast just to there's right now the OS pool. I mean, it's showing 45%.
How is that possible?
It's wild. But like like you were saying, I guess, because of the way the system works, you're able to take advantage of that volatility.
Yeah, so we are putting some incentives on that Spectra vault, I guess you would call it, to get people to deepen the liquidity within Spectra. But the game that I'm talking about is the OS yield depends on how many people are holding OS directly versus how many of them are depositing it into other DeFi protocols. So just as a quick demonstration, if 99.9% of all OS was deposited into a SwapX vault or a SwapX pool, the OS yield would go like parabolic. It would go astronomical because of the boost mechanism where we have this like rebasing versus non-rebasing state. And you can read more about that in our docs.originprotocol.com. I'm happy to talk about it in Discord if you have any questions. But the point is that the more people plug OS into DEX pools, the higher the yield will go. And then it's like this pendulum swinging. People come out, they go back in. It's just a question of do they value the points higher or do they value the native yield higher?
Gotcha. Yeah. And Luscious is saying here that, you know, it is kind of like a hard system to explain, but I highly recommend doing some research on it on Spectra, Pendle, that kind of stuff, because once you kind of get like the hang of the terminology and how everything works, it is, they are like great systems.
We're gonna need like a diagram and some animations.
Yeah, I keep saying on here I'm gonna explain it, but it's like I feel like we would just need a lot of time. So
you're not ready to do your PhD thesis yet.
Yeah, we'll find the time to do it though, because I think it's worth people knowing about.
I'm kind of excited about Origin Dollar now. I've heard about it for a while. I'm actually gonna play with it now that it's on Sonic here, because this idea of like I don't need to do anything at all. I love that, dude.
Well, Origin Dollar is still on Ethereum right now.
Sonic, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but yeah, I would love to see those products, for Ethereum and their Origin Dollar move over.
Yeah, Corval, you don't want to hold dollars; you want to hold S.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, exactly.
you get the same experience. You just hold OS, and then eventually we bring a stable coin over to Sonic. Then we'll let you know.
And thank you so much. You got my email address. Shoot me a message. But I like this idea. It's kind of like I'm just throwing more fuel on the fire here with Origin, right? If I'm holding Origin Sonic, I'm just growing on top of the already underlying growth. But Mike, I want to know, there's something that's been chewing up the chat, dude, in the back rooms of the chat here. They want to know, do you like pizza?
Pizza?
Yeah, do you like pizza?
Absolutely, yeah. Who doesn't?
Okay, good point. Great answer. That would really alienate you, I think, from a lot of people if you said you didn't like pizza. Now I got 3 exotic types of pizzas here, and I want to get your opinion. You're a smart guy. I want to get your opinion on which you prefer. Do you prefer a kebab pizza, a adobada pizza, or a Hawaiian pizza?
Yeah, I'm not sure I understand the second one, but I like an adventure, and I like green candles, up only. So I think I got to go with the green one.
Mike, I really got to appreciate that answer, dude. That was very tactfully handled, dude. Yeah, adobada, because I don't know what the hell that is either, and I was kind of worried you were going to ask me, but it does look quite good. I think it's like some kind of Mexican pizza.
Could be. Maybe some avocado or some green onion or something there. Wow, no
cilantro.
pepperoni.
Okay. Yeah, cilantro and avocado.
All right, anyway. Well, good to know that for sure.
I feel more comfortable using Origin now, I gotta say.
Yeah, that's a good vote of confidence. But yeah, man, we really appreciate you coming on, taking the time here today. Definitely get in touch when you guys got like an update on products and all that stuff. And I know everyone appreciates hearing from you today.
You got it. Great to be here. You guys are a lot of fun. So is Sonic.
All right, man. We'll see you next time. And thanks again, Micah.
Yeah, Mike. We'll catch you next time. Have a great one. Do you still want to? We got anything else to round out the rest of the show, or do you want to play a game?
I'm down to play a game. You know what's funny is, crazy enough, with all this stuff going on, we blew out a lot of like the news and stuff kind of earlier in the week. It feels like I think the market has been reacting from all this like bullish news and the TVL increasing and all that stuff. Oh, Yankee says he has been farming OS on Swap X. He's got it in the Ichi farm, which, Ichi kind of like balances your concentrated liquidity. It's been great yield. So, yeah, I mean, this is what it's all about, man, is that what we were dreaming of for Sonic was something similar to that last run on Fantom, where there was just so much DeFi and so many opportunities. It was like you didn't know what to do, right? I mean, there's just, even right now, only with the amount of protocols we have, there's just like so much going on at all times. And that's what we want, right? We want people competing for yields and competing for volume and putting out products. So love to see it. But I'm down to play a little game. What you got?
So I wanted to, and yes, I have been gathering eggs. I gotta tell you something though. This is kind of embarrassing, you know. Everyone always just celebrates their wins, but I gotta tell you, you know, I'll give you the realness, bro. I was seeing Shadow, and I was like, I'm underexposed to Shadow. I gotta farm some Shadow. And we had the eggs guys on, and they were like freaking 10 trillion% bribe on USDC eggs. And so I went in and price. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I knew the price of eggs was gonna be erratic jumps.
Yeah,
I put a very narrow
like
band.
concentrated liquidity.
Yeah, concentrated liquidity. And so I sold out of like half of my eggs, bro. I didn't want that to happen. I guess it's the safest thing I could have done, but now, I mean, there goes my yacht money, you know. Now I'm never gonna be rich, dude.
Yeah, no, I you know, that's the thing about concentrated liquidity is like when things are kind of like sideways, you kind of get that like range dialed in and you just rake in the money and it's amazing. But it's also like in volatility, you know, like you see something pump and you're almost like, no. Like you run your dashboard and it's like everything's out of range. But especially with eggs, you know, I've kind of taken this strategy where I have semi-large tick areas. It kept getting bumped out of range, but, you know, at that point you have profits. So then I just kept, you know, basically going back into the pool. I'd rebuy some eggs, make my pool again. I mean, if you look at their site, which kind of shows you like the ticks that the value's moving up, it's a pretty good strategy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yeah, I agree. I think, but doing that right just results in more eggs getting burned, right? Like, isn't just any time an egg moves, it's burned. Some percentage is burned.
I believe anytime it moves, you're paying. Yeah, you're putting some S into the system for the backing. I think that it's the lending stuff with the lending expirations where the eggs get burnt.
Okay.
So, but you know, that's a huge staple of the protocol is, you know, borrowing and looping and all that stuff. Also on their site, they have a little thing that shows you kind of like upcoming liquidations. Not necessarily that someone's getting liquidated, but more so upcoming egg burns because loans are expiring.
Getcha.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Well, back to my game. Look, we love talking eggs. Okay. We can talk eggs all day, every day. All right. We could be an eggs podcast if we wanted to, but we're not. Okay. We got a bigger focus here. All right.
I'm ready to switch to being an eggs centric show.
Yeah, I'm ready to become an egghead. So I had this idea for a little game called Chat or Chud. Micah seems very professional, so I don't really want to subject him to this. I didn't really want to submit. I'll do the trial run of this game on you, okay?
We don't want to ruin Micah's career yet.
Yeah, I don't want to bait him into saying something they might regret. So,
OS is just getting off the ground. Would hate for, you know.
Yeah, no. So I'll do a test run on you, Dracula. I mean, let's see here. Okay, so I'm gonna show you a couple things in your whether it's a Chad or a Chode. No, Chad or a Chud.
Chud.
This might have been from back in Block by Say. This might actually be a Mikey thing. So Mikey, if you're watching this, I'm giving you your due, dude. If this
good old Mikey, I hope that guy is doing all right.
Yeah, I haven't heard from him in a while.
Kind of lost contact.
He's a wild card. I'm sure he's out there succeeding doing whatever it is he's doing. So I'm gonna play this for you, and I want you to tell me Chad or Chud.
Am I deciding if Musk is a Chad or a Chud in this moment?
Yeah, for this action here.
Okay, let's see.
Okay.
That was something. I am become meme. Yeah, pretty much. I'm living the meme. It's like there's living the dream and there's living the meme, and it's pretty much what's happening, you know.
Well, Chad or Chud, Chad or Chud, Dracula, Chad or Chud moment.
This is a hard one because I know people have like really intense opinions about Elon Musk. I'm kind of neutral on him. It's like he does a lot of good things, in my opinion, but he also does like some terribly whatever things as well. But in this moment, I got goosebumps. I was so like embarrassed for him. So we're gonna have to go Chud on this one, unfortunately.
Okay, Chud. All right.
Don't shadow ban me, please, because I know Elon Musk watches us every week. So
I'm making a note here in the personality matrix, and we will give you a diagnosis at the end.
I really didn't want to have to say chud, but that was terrible.
Easy chud moment to cringe. That's so true. Luscious Duncan, if you did not hear that, look, I'll play it again. It's very short, and I think it's important that everyone hears this.
God, it was bad.
That was something. I am become meme.
All right, enough of that. I can't hear it again.
Yeah, that's painful. That's very painful.
Next up here, this one could get me in trouble actually, but whatever, fuck it, dude. Hayden Davis, famous, I think involved in the LA Vape Cabal. He spent $40 million on Sophie Rain's OnlyFans under the alias Charlie. Chad or Chud? Chad or Chud?
I'm gonna have to give my boy a chat on this one.
Yeah,
W in the chat. I'm sure that he got a lot out of that. She probably sent him like one exclusive booby pic. So my boy is winning. Chad moment indeed. Okay. Major, it's like if you're gonna go band for band on the OnlyFans, I'll give you a simp pass.
Dude, look at this. She tweeted about him. My angel, I saw your tweet about me. I'm so glad to be your number one. Here's your daily allowance for the day. Go buy yourself something nice.
40 million equals one booba.
Dude, that's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy to think about, dude. The inflation is outrageous, isn't it, fellas? Come on.
Not even two. He only got one. He didn't even get two.
No touching, only gets a look, too. That's brutal. Okay. Rest in peace. Anyway, last one here. We got a Grimes moment here. This is one of the saddest things the Trad Wife 2049 has seen. Grimes publicly posting, please respond about our child's medical crisis. I'm sorry to do this publicly, but it is no longer acceptable to ignore the situation. This requires immediate attention. If you don't want to talk to me, can you please designate or hire someone who can, so that we can move forward on solving this? This is urgent, Elon. Now, she was muted for this. Muted and hid this and shadow banned her. Chad or Chud moment from Elon here on this one. Can he redeem himself for the week?
Yeah, total Chad evading his baby mama. Yeah, so I think it just made Elon like back to neutral for me. He's just like, I don't care that I got kids. I'm busy memeing with the boys and the ex. I can't be bothered. The kids, give them some bread, give them some water. They're gonna be fine. Yeah, total Chad moment.
I agree. I think it might be a total Chad moment. He's out here. He's becoming meme. He doesn't have time.
He's in the group chats. He's playing Diablo. Can't be bothered with some baby mama drama. Yeah, total Chad move right there.
Total Chad move. All right, so let me tell. I only got the 3 for this one. This was a trial run here. It seems like it's going pretty well. People seem to be enjoying this here. Okay. So I think for this week, I think you become Chad. I think you're a Chad this week, Dracula. You're safe this week. God help you if you were to be a Chud.
Yeah, I was on the hot seat there. It feels good to still be a Chad, a Sonic Chad. Feels good.
Saltoa is being extremely Chad here, saying, how much money do you think he already gave her for those kids? Too much to answer these tweets about them. I can tell you that. So that's what I like to hear. This is some future level, behavior where, it's like, I don't need to talk to the damn kids. I already gave them 10 grand, bro.
Yeah. Luscious says my name could be Chad. How'd you know?
Revealed, bro.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess next week also the show format is changing a little bit, right? Are we locked in on this?
Well, yeah, if you were here last episode, big announcement. That assistant dropped without asking us. Classic assistant. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, the channel is moving to the Sonic Labs X, which is huge for the show. There is a mystery guest third seat that will begin joining us a good bit. It's not the assistant, it's somebody else. I don't know if we're starting next week because next week's Ethereum Denver, and I'm sure that the lads are going to be pretty busy. But I would say, if not next week, probably the week after, we'll be, it doesn't really change anything for you guys. X is still our primary focus in terms of the platform, and it'll still be on YouTube. It'll probably still stream from like Sonic Talk as well, maybe even, I don't know. But yeah, big change. We are super excited about that. They came to us, they already help us out a good bit in terms of just being like a community show, but we're excited to move there. And
we're moving one step up the ladder. We're getting closer to meeting Aiden Ross and joining the LA Vape Cabal. We're reviving it and bringing it to Sonic for you guys. So
let's We got to come up with a name for the Sonic house when we all get to the Sonic house and we all get to sit in there and like make cabal moves.
Yeah. Just 10 dudes living in a house together on their computers.
Yeah, 10 super straight guys spending every moment together, showering together, trading together,
Ordering Grubhub together. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. So we will we'll update you guys on that next week, and we will catch you then.
Yep. See you next time. Adios.
Gmsonic is Corval and Dracula Presley. GM.